Governor Abbott, as Marissa just mentioned, Haley, devastating to hear that 161 people are still missing, and there's not been a single survivor rescued since Friday. Game wardens have been working to round the clock. Yesterday's update, 26 miles along the Guadalupe. And to understand the Guadalupe, you have to almost understand camping life, right? It's very much a river that folks go to recreate. It's peaceful, still, but then we had this raging flood.
Yeah, the Guadalupe for many people, Stephen, was a safe haven. It's their favorite part of the year. Frio River out in Concan, Texas was my favorite spot to go. They also had some significant flooding. So it's really not just isolated in this one area. It's all across the Texas Hill Country. And unfortunately, when you have all of that recreation, a lot of families come in. And that's why I believe about a third of the deaths here in Kerr County were children from that event. And of course, with over 160 potentially folks still missing, a lot of those are probably still children as well. So really hard to wrap your mind around everything that happened. I mean, even as a meteorologist, sometimes it's hard to fathom how much water came in such a short period of time. Where I'm standing now would have been completely submerged underwater. It was powerful enough to take down 300 to 600-year-old trees. Now, in order to sort of understand why this flooding happened here and why we've been seeing it in spots like West Virginia, out into Kentucky, you really need to understand the topography. So I'm going to step out of the camera really quick and you guys can zoom in a little bit closer to some of the rolling hills we have across the hill country. There's a few different things that led to this rapid onset of flash flooding. Number one, the soil type of the sedimentary rock with a lot of clay, and then also the nature of these rolling hills. It's so easy for the water to just trickle down. In addition to that, we also have so many smaller streams that all feed into the Guadalupe River. So it's not just one river basin feeding into a larger, it's hundreds. And that made the biggest difference in why it was so fast. Yes, flash flooding happens all across the country, but not to this magnitude for many. We've been talking about Ruidoso. That's mostly from burn scars, but they still also have that elevated terrain. What's the hardest thing is some folks, their favorite places on planet Earth are the most dangerous due to the topography, and unfortunately that's why so many people flock to this area. One thing that I was talking about with Robert Ray just yesterday when we were sort of unpacking everything that happened here is the number missing drastically surging up from what Governor Greg Abbott had to say from his press briefing yesterday. A lot of these folks could have been here on vacation and they only come for this one weekend. You see such a surge, you can barely even see the banks of the river here, and so it's just that perfect storm. Take a listen to one man, Bud, and his recount of what happened early on July 4th morning.
It wasn't the possessions and losses, just all those screaming kids we had to listen to that we couldn't get to and couldn't save them. And water rose, what, 28 foot in 45 minutes? And not much you can do. Not much you can do. But we're all here and we're going to find what we can find and to give some of these families closure, you know, and that's all we can do.
That's the biggest sentiment for everybody here. Materialistic things doesn't matter to them. It's the loss of children. About a third of those lives lost in Kerr County were young adults and children. Now the forecast looks better. We obviously still have a chance for some isolated showers, maybe a few popcorn thunderstorms over the next few weeks. I mean, it's just typical Texas climatology here. But anything over the next couple of months is going to leave this area vulnerable. But in addition to the rain, there's a couple of other things that you may not think of. The heat. Well, Texas is running right around average for the temperatures. Still, the feels like, especially with the humidity as all this water begins to evaporate and also just all that moisture coming in from the Gulf, it feels like temperatures are well into the hundreds. Sunburns are a big deal, heat-related illness. Also, we have a lot of creepy crawlies around, fire ants. I mean, there's so many different things that crews who are tirelessly searching for the remains of those still missing will have to deal with in the coming weeks.
Yeah, not the best environment to work with, but Haley can't get over this morning how still the Guadalupe is behind you. I hear birds chirping, but so much destruction, raging floods, scary thing. Thanks for the update. Fox Weather Meteorologist Haley Meier for us.